poppin', everybody? Welcome to another episode of Floppy Drop, second week with a new thumbnail. As always, I'm here. Well, I'm Josh, and as always, I'm here with my main man, Drew, aka Dolan, aka I Write Comics, otherwise known as Heavy D. How are you, sir?
I am well. It's a relatively good day. It's a very productive day.
Nice.
I'm at home relaxing. It's the day before Friday, and
Yes.
hey, and there were some good comics this week. Some
Yeah.
interesting comics this week.
Some good comics. It was a lot of comics this week, honestly.
Yes, a lot. Yeah.
And then, good comics, some interesting comics. Definitely have a lot to talk about, and looking forward to it. I'll get to the chat in a second, but I was laughing at the chat. We were both talking about how we had crazy days today, so I'm just happy to be here doing this, talking about this, and just comics are fun, guys.
Yeah, comics are booming.
Comics are booming. But before we talk about this week's comics, I do want to say I sat down and read a little Naughty and Nice: The Return.
Oh, nice. That's very nice. So be honest.
Be honest. I don't know if this is Max responding, but too spicy. Yeah, no, it's a good book. I love the kind of, I don't know if we want to say it's a twist at the end. I don't want to give away details. Have the digital copies gone out to people?
Yes, they have.
Okay. So there is a person that's in the marketing that I think I made a comment before I ever read the book. And I was like, oh, this looks like, and I said something, and I was reading it and I was like, oh shit, because it was what I thought it was, or thought it looked like anyways. And nice little kind of bait and switch there, and I'm curious to see what happens. And I like some of the teasing that takes place concerning Nice, and maybe what Nice's fate may or may not look like. But yeah, I thought it's a good book. There's a lot of booty shots.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. So what's funny is that if people have or haven't read it before, if they have read it before, they'll know it was the original first issue of Naughty and Nice, but it's been completely recolored by, I believe it was Alan Qua's colorist. So it looks beautiful compared to what it originally looked like. It's adds a whole layer of depth with the colors. But but like I said, like you just said, when you get to a certain point in the book, the story changes. It just like from the original first issue, it's like, whoa, wait, what's going on here? And like a lot of the drop, what you may think are throwaway lines may not be throwaway lines. There's stuff that may be coming back, in the upcoming series in volume 1, 2, or 3. So we'll see.
Very nice, very nice. But yeah, no, I had a fun time reading that, and I would say definitely better than 90% of the stuff that's in stands these days. So it's just like, what's going on?
I know, right? Yeah, geez.
It's just wild. When you start comparing things, especially to the state of the big two right now, I just, even looking back as early as like 10 years ago, the drastic shift and change in quality is so wild.
Josh, I love your head. I love where your head's at. So when we get to talking about the X-Men books this week, we need to do a comparison this week of a certain $10 X-Men book that came out compared to the other X-Men big event books of this year that came out. So when we get to it, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
You're talking about the $10 that was the look back at the old stories?
Yeah, the look back at Age of Apocalypse. Yeah.
Yeah. Because oh my god, these X books
there's something. I'll say that.
Yeah. Look, I've got a drink here, and if you're wondering why my soda's in a cup instead of the can that it's normally in, it's because there may or may not be whiskey in there.
Yeah. One, you had that kind of a day, and two, you had to read the X-Men books.
X-Men books. I'm just laying on my bed crying, while eating a tub of ice cream. But no. Let's go over to the chat real quick and see who's here and say hello. As always, we have Cajun Corey. He's here for some floppies. What's up, Cajun? Nice to see you, sir. And then we've got Salty Traveling Sea coming in with Youngblood.
So as a certain Bill Lumberg would say, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, but we'll leave it at
Oh. I'm a loser. I didn't read it because I had heard from a few people it wasn't great, so it moved way down on my list. And I might get to it eventually. But didn't he pre-release these issues too, or something?
Yeah, so this issue, so when I read it, it came out originally earlier this summer, and I had read it before, and I guess, but those were those copies were specific to his website. So a lot of those covers that came out
Okay,
were exclusives. So these are new, like I guess lunar standard distribution copies.
gotcha. But still the same story, right?
Yes, same story. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was a little confused by it and wasn't sure, and it was one of those things that I meant to look up and didn't. So whoops. But yeah, we'll give you some time to talk about that. And yes, Max was coming in doing his Rockin' Robbie impression, the Too Spicy. And in case you don't know what we're referring to, we are referring to oh no, oh here it is. I was like, where'd it go? We're referring to this.
Too spicy.
It's too spicy. Hello Max, nice to see you. Since you stood me up on Tuesday, it's fine. It's fine. All right. No, you had other things you were doing. I get it. Veterans Day and all. We salute you. We also have SP Card Fan in the house. Got my digital copy. Gonna read it this weekend. Awesome.
Oh, but nice, cool. Let us know what you think. Appreciate it.
Cajun coming in with Hell, Max, and Salty. And let's see. Salty saying hello to Max. Evening, Corey. Indeed. Let's see. So Salty did add, my LCS owner threw the book at me and said, "This is trash." Read it in the store and gently place young blood back, wondering why most of the issue was empty space and 1/3 drawn panels. Any thoughts on that, Drewski?
Okay, let's go ahead and talk about Youngblood.
Yeah,
so,
go ahead.
I enjoyed it for what it is, and one thing I could tell you, you compare it to a lot of the look. You have to compare it to other books that came out this week. You have to compare it to the X books, and doing that, it's better than the X books. You compare it to a lot of the DC books, it's better than most of those. And one thing I can say about this book, it's not boring at all. It is not boring. This book is fleet of foot. It moves quickly, and I dig it for that. There's a lot of action in it. I love it, and it gave me what I wanted, But at the same point, I understand what they're saying about the art, but still, it's Rob's in his what 50s. He was the young gun from the Image guys, so he's in his later 50s.
Yeah,
at this point.
I mean that was also like what 30 something years ago.
Yeah, so maybe closer to 60 now, but still, he's doing great work for his age, all things considered. I'll say this: you compare it to Ron Lim, oh man, it is fucking lights out compared to Ron Lim.
Oh yeah, we might be talking about that later. Yeah, I didn't read this. I don't dislike Rob Liefeld. I actually like Rob.
No, me too. I love this version of Rob. I love him more than any other past iteration of Rob. I love his truth bombs. They are priceless. They are great. And he's not afraid to call out people under BS, even if it's Kevin Feige or anyone at Marvel. I love it. And
sure.
And the story, hey, it had a beginning, middle, and an end. Had a great cliffhanger, and I'm coming back for issue 2 because how it ended. Oh yeah, this guy's back. Outstanding. Yeah, I want to see what the hell happens.
Nice. Yeah, I look. My general stance on Rob Liefeld is he's Rob Liefeld. Yes. I feel like you know what you're gonna get. So just go into it with that. I tend to read his stuff, but it's usually not at the top of my pile. And there are times where I have fun with it. There's times where it's like, yep, it's what I thought. And it's not that it's bad. It's just exactly what I thought.
Yeah, and a lot of times, look, I mean, the kayfabe guys will tell you, hey, they're getting it for the art. Hey, you're paying it. You're paying for the Matt Yackey stuff. You're paying for the Danny Mickey. Paying for the Chap Yap. You're paying for that top quality tier in the art more often than not. And look, I love this style of art that he's doing. And I think this book would probably look better in black and white, like a darker, like a manga version, like a black and white with some spot red for the blood.
Well, didn't they do a manga version or manga
that was
version?
that was for a series called Last Blood that he did. That was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But maybe he'll do that in the future. Who knows? But I regardless, I'm coming back for issue 2.
Nice. Salty just added that this was his second Youngblood this year. The May release was also poorly drawn. I just had way higher expectations based on Rob Pierce's current work. Fair. That he also said, I backed the May #1 $30 signed exclusive from him. Had high hopes or had hope. Just expectations were not met. And that's cool. Like we can definitely.
And like the other thing is too, reading this, I read a lot of the other prior iterations of Youngblood, the prior relaunches that they tried to do, like the 2017, 2018 version and before that, and they just didn't click. They missed that big, bold, dynamic action, and you get that here in this book, which is what you came to the Extreme Studio books for, that big, bold, dynamic action, and there you have it.
Nice. Real quick before we fully dive into this week's books, we do have Eric Breen, the encyclopedia himself, in the house with good evening, kids.
Oh.
Good evening, Breen. How are you? Yeah, I will get to Youngblood before the end of the month, but for tonight, it did not happen. I think between just my general like Rob Liefeld, and then the couple of other people that I talked to that didn't like it, I was like, we're gonna put this on the bottom.
And the thing is, we're comparing it to. I'm comparing it to a lot of the other books I read, and I enjoyed this compared to a lot of the other books I read.
Now, yeah, that's fair. I will agree with you there because we get some steaming piles of crap. I mean, some of that crap we're going to talk about tonight. But
yeah, a lot of books where I'm just like, for the love of God, man, just get on with the damn story. Here, there is no loitering. It fucking moves, and that's great.
Yeah. I do want to go ahead and go into like our first full look at a book tonight, and that is going to be Batman Dark Patterns. So this is wrapping up its 12-issue run. I have loved this series. I'm so sad it's come to an end. I was curious to see if I felt like it was going to stick its landing. I thought it did a solid job. I'm curious to see what your thoughts were on this final issue, Drew.
No, it did. It really did. And I loved how it ended. There's a moment with Batman at the end involving fire. And I love that question that arose from it. Versus like, did Batman stop the fire? Did the fire die out itself? We don't know. It's just I love that. And once again, there's that beautiful page layout artwork from him.
Yeah,
love it.
He just does some crazy stuff. I will say, at first, while reading this page, I had to like look at it a second to see how it needed to flow while reading. But then I was like, all right, no, I got it. And then it carried over to this next page well. But he just does so many interesting things. And I love the fake outs we keep getting, where it's like, oh, Batman's there. And then, oh, no, he's not. It's just fleeting. And then you get that moment where it's like, Batman's not there. And then the hand reaches out and grabs him, the Child of Fire. Right here. I loved this. So just the wherewithal to know to like foreshadow these, shadowed images of Batman here when he's really not there, and have this villain kind of play into it, rocked. And then like, again, going back to the art, you just get creepy panels like this, that are incredibly well illustrated, but unsettling.
They're creative. They're dynamic. They're not boring. They're not boring static pages. Your eyes are always moving and flowing with the action. Your eyes are actively engaged. It's not like a lot of the Marvel books we read this week, specifically the X books. So that's why you get with a fantastic artist like Hayden Sherman. It's not boring at all visually.
Nope. But I visually I thought it's great. Story was great. I loved this character's kind of narration of the fire, the way this Child of Fire would discuss fire. And I loved how they kind of took all 4 of these short stories and really kind of tied them together. It didn't.
I like that guy was responsible for a lot of them.
Yeah. And it wasn't even like I'm such a mastermind that I put everything in place. It was just like I just pushed a few things and you came running. And it was kind of like you were so predictable that all I had to do was this, and then you were gonna do this. So I really liked that aspect of it. But yeah, I thought it was a really good issue. I can't praise the series enough. I cannot wait for it to get collected. I hope it gets collected in a really nice hardcover, because it's going to make a great addition to the. Look, even here, just the storytelling is fantastic. You know, Gordon getting knocked out after the wreck, opening his eyes, it's blurred and discolored, slowly coming into focus, and then you actually get the story taking place.
Yeah,
And we're talking about,
I love this iteration of Firefly. He
yeah,
looks great.
he's creepy as fuck too.
Yeah.
Just the burned skin.
Oh, that
Um,
Neil Adams dynamic layout right there. That is a Neil
Yep.
Adams homage, and I
Yep.
love it.
But so much good stuff in this book. And I won't show the part where we discuss the fire, but we're getting there to it. What you were talking about earlier. But yeah, I thought this was a great book. I want more. Hopefully they come back and do another 12 issues, and maybe it's, Bruce and Dick or something, like as Robin. I don't know. Just
Yeah, maybe.
I,
Yeah.
I would love to get more. So if they can come back with another chapter that's 12 issues that, do 3 or 4 short stories again, kind of in the same vein, like take my money, continue to take my money. But yeah, this was for me the like sleeper hit that just rocked the year, because I think we've gotten so much bad Batman up to this point that when this book launched, I know a couple of us were like, "Yeah, this could be good," but we weren't holding our breath.
No, we weren't.
Um,
But still, I mean, like you just said, comparing it to all the other bad Batman books we've gotten. Case in point, this week, an issue of
oh,
Batman came out, and it is complete night and day comparing the two books. The
yeah,
one is almost completely unreadable, unreadable. And then you get this masterpiece, and it's just like, okay, these guys get the assignment. The other guys, no. No, you can put it regardless if Jim Lee's on it or not. It is indecipherable. I couldn't get into it at all.
yeah. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. I'm gonna be honest. I did not read it. I didn't. I didn't have the.
I'll be honest. I didn't
It's
finish it. I got to as soon as the Riddler shows up, and I just like this dialogue is terrible. How Damian acts in this is not Damian. How Riddler is talking, this is not Riddler. I checked out. I was done.
Is it 162 that came out this week, or was it 163?
No, this is the issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we won't even talk about the fact that they've already relaunched new Batman series and have had 3 issues, and now we're coming in with this because it was delayed. Yeah, I don't. It's just I know I give Rockin' Robbie a lot of shit, but I'm gonna give him some credit because he said something that I think is actually true. And he goes, "This is the worst of Jim Lee. This is the worst of Jeff Loeb, and this is the worst of Batman." And then he gave it like a 1.5 out of 10 or something like that. I was like,
Who did this?
Jesus.
Who said
Rockin' Robbie.
the shill of shills?
The shill
Oh
of
my-
shills. I was
Wow.
like, wow. I know, wow. But I mean, yeah, just even skimming through looking at this, I wouldn't think this is Jim Lee, if I'm being completely honest.
No, and like I've said before, like in prior issues, and it's obvious Scott Williams is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. These are not Jim Lee pages. There's a lot of ink work going on here, and this is a lot of Scott Williams.
Yeah. Like there are moments when I look at this and I see some Jim Lee, but overall, if I'm going through, if I did not know this was Jim Lee, I would think this was someone doing a Jim Lee impersonation.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like his typical, oh my God, what the fuck is that? I can't.
As soon as I got here, I was out.
Answer Nigma time. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing here. People are not reading. People are not enjoying. The ones that are reading are not enjoying this. And they had, like, honestly, they had such an easy job to do. Just deliver a serviceable story with Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb, and people would have bought it. But the fact that a ton of people bought the first issue and then bailed and were like, nope,
Nope. Yeah.
is just sad.
Yeah, they pulled the Kramer, just slapped that money on the counter and said, "I'm out."
Yeah. But hey, look, we got Huntress.
Hey, there's your girl, Helena
Yeah.
Burton Ernie. There she is.
Bert and Ernie. Yeah, no, I don't know. If you have to pick up a Batman book, don't pick up this one. Pick up the other one. Pick up Batman Dark Shadow, or Dark Patterns. I almost said Dark Shadows.
Pick up issue 12 and pick up the prior 11.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to go to the chat real quick and see if anyone is saying anything. Let's see. Sup nerd. We got Kaiser Jose in the house with Sup Nerds. What's up, Kaiser? Salty Kaiser put Salty what book was thrown at you. Young Bloods. It was Young Bloods. Let's see. We've got Max coming in with, it's incredible how much better Hayden does on Batman comparatively to his Wonder Woman trash. Yeah, I
can't argue with that.
Nope. We talked about this Tuesday when you had Dark Patterns in your top list, and it's just, I made the comment, you can tell that Hayden is having more fun doing Batman Dark Patterns than Wonder Woman.
It shows.
Yeah, but Dan Waters is also writing a better script and giving Hayden Sherman more to do. So,
yes.
There's times where Kelly Thompson is just like, okay, we're going to have 6 pages of having tea before we cast the spell in this little garden. Okay, cool. That could have been a page if that.
In
but
the next
sure,
page, they're going to be talking, but they're going to be talking intensely for 9 panels.
And then we're going to have the group separate so they can all talk separately and then come back together and then separate in different groups because it's intriguing.
But talk more emotively. They're going to be talking with passion this time, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Steve Trevor's like, hey, I'm a simp. I can't do anything for myself in this universe. Yeah, wild how much different the work is. Eric Brink put Dan Waters should be on the main Batman title. Matt Fraction should be protesting something. You know what? I would love for Dan Waters to be on the main Batman title. But
that would give it a real jolt of life. I guarantee it.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm saying that, but I have not enjoyed Dan Waters on Nightwing. I don't think Dan Waters is the right person for Nightwing.
No.
But
he more or less kind of continued what Tom Taylor was doing. And that's not a good thing.
Nope. And Salty put, I gave up on Hush after the first issue. Very glad to admit it. Same, brother.
Hey, you're not the only one.
Yeah, I'm noping out on this real fast. I'm sure when it comes out in trade, I will read it just to be aware of what actually takes place.
It's almost like when you have that great film those actors did, it's amazing. Then they come back and do a sequel, and you're just like, ugh, well, I'm not watching that again. It's like, hey, you got Romancing the Stone, fantastic film. They come back, do Jewel of the Nile, and you're just like, once was enough for me. I am done. I'm never seeing this again.
Yeah. Well, the other thing with Hush too is like we have plenty of follow-ups to the original Hush.
That were better.
We didn't need it. What was it? Heart of Hush. And, yeah. So this just across the board, this was not needed at all.
No, it wasn't needed, but we know why.
Yeah. Or that.
Yeah.
But yeah, not winning on those fronts, DC.
Because
nice try.
the main Batman book was doing so shittily, they got that desperate to bring them in.
Yeah, that's what's Chip Zdarsky. Wow, ruining it. Let's go ahead and look on to some other releases from this week. So next up, I want to talk about a little book called Transformers, which I had a lot of fun with. I will say, I read the first few pages and I was like, I don't know, something about this feels off. And then I kind of settled in with it and I was good.
So one thing I do want to say is that we know Dan Mora did the art in this, but if you look at his art in this, it's so different from what he normally does.
Yeah.
But I really feel like he's emulating in his style like a Jorge Corona. He's
Yeah.
trying to emulate Jorge Corona style with this.
It
Giving it like
looks
more
like
of like a
he's
grittier.
right. I was gonna say his art is usually so clean, and this is clean art.
Yeah.
But compared to what he normally does, it's not as slick as what he normally does. And it looks like he's trying to add the texture in. Now, I don't know if that's coming from the colorist or if it's coming from him. But even the textures and stuff that they put in, when you get this close up, you've got the marks and stuff. That feels like him trying to pull in some of that Jorge Corona grittiness.
Yes.
Now, just instinctually and naturally, his style doesn't go to those lengths of grittiness. But it looks like he's trying to at least emulate some of it so it doesn't feel as jarring or jolting. And it looks like he tried to study how they did their panel layouts to match that to a degree as well.
And the lettering looks great. The lettering looks pretty much the same. It's maybe the same letterer. And
probably.
I love that lettering. The Autobots the Decepticons, the Autobots, they look so damn good still.
They do. I mean,
I love it.
Yeah. And then oh crap, what is this character's name again? What, Thundercracker?
What's it, Thundercracker?
Yeah. I remember I read this is how much of an idiot I am. I read it and I was like, who are you calling that cracker? But no, I thought this was a good issue. It's got a nice kind of like surprise and twist that takes place with these characters and kind of revealing, hey, this is what you think happened isn't what actually happened, and maybe turning the tides for one of our characters here.
Yeah, and not just that, but this issue truly displays how great of a leader Optimus Prime is.
Oh yeah. This. No, agreed.
This is the leader Optimus Prime in this. Just just not a warm, not a someone looking to battle, just trying to be a leader, trying to bring about peace, and he does a fantastic job.
And agreed.
Robert Kirkman with his portrayal of Optimus here.
Yeah. We do kind of get the reveal that one of the government agents is potentially looking into Optimus Prime and doesn't want people to know about Optimus Prime. And then you're talking about Optimus being a leader. I love that moment at the end with the two kids.
Yes.
Where she's like, oh, you remind me of him. And he's like, my dad. And she's like, no, Optimus. And he's just like speechless. Like he's like,
yeah. And then you realize where that kid was prior. It's like, oh, maybe some place he was at may have had a more dramatic effect on him than we realized.
Yeah. It's this moment right here.
The other Autobot who has a big showing in this issue is Wheeljack. Wheeljack, he's almost front and center in this because now the Autobots are in the position where they can start repairing the other Autobots and Cybertronians. So it's great. And and you got these guys on Cybertron. And here's okay. So I got a lot to say about this issue because I love it. It's what they're saying here. These two Autobots. What I think it's Cliff Jumper and I forget what her name is. It's not RC. It's the other female Autobot. But what they're both saying, they're not wrong. She is right in a way. And so is Cliff Jumper,
Yeah.
She's right because they did leave. They left us. They left our home to go to Earth. They're so concerned about Earth, but no, they're from here. Why did they abandon us? And it's like, you know what? She's right. They did. They did abandon Cybertron. And Cliff is trying to defend Optimus, but they're both right, and I love that approach. I love this debate here with these two. It's great.
Yeah, no, it really is. And then I just kind of want to touch on the art because this is something that we've talked about, even going back with Daniel Warren Johnson's art and Jorge Corona's art. The fact that they're able to get these machines to emote as well as they do.
Yes.
Like you see two prime examples of it here with these, close-up panels of their face. Like you could completely take out the dialogue and you would know what's taking place here.
Yep. There's my boy Cup. There he is. Man,
yeah.
I hope he pulls through. I hope he pulls through so that one day I get to write my Cup miniseries.
Oh yeah. But no, I thought this was a fantastic issue. I thought it was a fun issue. Dude, did you hear that Dan's only doing 6 issues?
I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't surprise me because of how big his workload is.
Yeah.
I mean, his workload is comparable to what Neil Adams was doing in the 70s. It's insane how many covers and interiors he's already doing. So to be able to do 6, be able to get 6 out of Dan on this, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, I mean fair. I'm happy with it. I'm not going to complain, but I
wish it could have been 12. Yeah.
Yeah, just get some 12 issues in, get another nice solid run. I will be curious to see who they bring in after.
We'll get an Alex Cott. Who knows?
Oh God. Well, I mean, I'm assuming Robert Kirkman's staying on the book writing, so it's just a matter of who's going to do the art.
Ryan Otley does Transformers.
I mean, maybe he'd still be doing Beast, Battle Beast though. Almost said Beast.
I thought that was a miniseries.
I thought it was too, but I don't think it is. I think it's ongoing. So, because for some reason I originally thought it was just like a few issues, and then I got corrected on that. Whoops. But, I don't know. We'll see. That's going to be the new speculation of, okay, now that we've gotten 2 issues out of the way, there's 4 issues left with Dan Moore on art, and who else is going to come in afterwards?
You know what that says? That says fans are invested and they're curious and they want to see what happens next. That's how invested fans are. If fans are talking about your book and they're wondering who's going to be coming on next, that is nothing but a great sign.
Yeah. And I will say, I feel like you could almost look at this and go, okay, well, then I know that these 6 issues are going to be banger.
Yes.
Like, I don't think they're going to have Dan Moore here just to do part of a story and then pass it off to somebody else to finish that story. I think you're going to get a little bit of a tight, compact arc and then maybe get another long form arc.
It's going to be like it's going to make it 30 plus issues that are going to be bangers. So far.
Gosh. Yeah. Again, this art is freaking fantastic. I don't want to give away too much because that's
The ending, I'm like, I had to do a double take. I'm like, wait,
I did too.
What the hell happened?
I was like, wait, what? I went back and then reread thinking I'd missed something. But yeah, no, great issue, ton of fun. Cannot recommend this enough. Please go read it. Go pick up the trades if you missed anything from the entire run. We keep saying,
I could keep talking about this book all day, like the stuff with Ultra Magnus and Optimus. But all the interactions, the drama, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Moving on, we got another indie book, and it is a Ghost Machine book. It's Redcoat. We had Redcoat number 15. This is the start of a new arc. And this issue, I would say 95% of this issue feels self-contained.
So I was very shocked by the time I got to the end of this. I was like, wait, that's it?
Oh no, I was in the same boat. I literally was like, wait, to be continued or continues, whatever it said. And I was like, what? It's over? But I thought this was such a heartfelt, sentimental issue without laying it on thick. So we get to see Simon in a completely different light here. So we jump to a different time. It's 1909. And he is living a different life. And I like the way that Jeff Johns actually discussed this in the book, where he's like, this is just one thread of this life. And I'm like, all right, I get it. You got an immortal. He's going to have multiple lives. But everything we're seeing of Simon here is not Redcoat. Like, it's all very much left these, bullish ways behind. I'm a different man. I'm this, I'm that. He's working a job.
He's like John Wick, the beginning of John Wick. That life is behind him.
Yeah. He's like just, a happy-go-lucky guy. He's not as cheeky self that we've seen him to be.
He's a working man. He's got a job, got a family, he's a muggle. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was the thing that I really enjoyed, was seeing the whole family aspect and seeing him with his kids and talking to his kids and seeing how much he loved his kids. And I just loved the commentary that Jeff Johns was giving, is like, you can have a life and you can have a world, but man, if you get married and you have kids, your whole life changes. And he didn't even have to say that. He just shows it here. And that's what I liked about this issue. Now, it is a slower paced issue. And that's pretty much all you get in this issue until the last 3 pages, I think. It's literally Simon at this new job where he's working as a tailor in a suit shop, pretty much. And he's goes home. You realize he's got kids. He's got a wife. He's talking to them. They're talking about their home life. He's talking about why he loves his kids. It feels very natural. It's endearing and heartwarming. And then you get the surprise at the end because Albert Einstein shows back up.
Mhm.
And it's another kind of like nice sentimental moment until Albert drops the hammer. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, now I really am ready. But yeah, I think the thing that we know that is going to come with this arc is a lot of heartache. And I'm curious to see how they play this out. So
Likewise.
um, yeah, because we already know, like we've seen Simon at the end of Albert Einstein's life, so
Yes.
we know his life Simon's life is at a certain point there. So we know that what he's experiencing now, it was always gonna be momentary. Um, they do introduce that he's trying to find a way to stop being immortal so he can live his life with his family. But we all clearly know that's not what's in line for him here. So
No,
again,
and he even says, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to think of something, get to a certain point, when they start aging and I don't. So it's just like,
yeah,
geez.
and that's if he doesn't find magic to make him non-immortal.
Yeah.
But again, we know that he's not gonna undo that because we've seen the future. So
Yep.
looking forward to seeing how this plays out. I think it's really good, and I just Jeff Johns, um, Brian Hitch doing great work here. Can't praise them enough. And I say this all the time, but Red Coat Started is probably my least favorite Ghost Machine book, and it's probably become my favorite. So kudos there. Sir, you read G.I. Joe: A Real American Hero. I did not get a chance to read that. Do you want to share some thoughts on this issue?
Yeah, it was good, and Paul Pelletier did the art once again. But what's interesting about this is that this is like the art on this, like it's Paul Pelletier, but it felt like it had like a bit of a darker edge to it. Like I think the inker on this was it Tony Cordos, I believe.
Yep, Tony
Yeah,
Cordos.
Tony, holy Tony, he killed it in this issue. Like really, how he inked Paul's pencils in this, they look amazing. Gives it like a darker edge than what we normally seen in the past from Paul. And so we get two stories going on here simultaneously, where we see that the Terrordrome is that there's something going on with the Terrordrome. That once being constructed, they think it's being used for one thing, but it may be used for another way. Same thing for another base. It's sent for one thing, but maybe for another. And it's very interesting. It's in the current climate right now. It's kind of creepy, but yeah, I dig it. It was a fun issue.
Yeah. The fact that Larry is his age, and we've said this before, but the fact that Larry's his age and is consistently giving fun books, I think is a testament to him as a creator. And I would say it could have been so easy for his run, G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero, to be completely overshadowed and completely overlooked by the new G.I. Joe run. And he's done anything he's done the opposite of that. I feel like he's gotten more eyes onto this book, and then managed to kind of hold their interest. So
yeah, and one thing that the two factors that help Larry along the way: one, the Andy Kubert covers; two, interiors occasionally by Chris Mooneyham.
Yep. Chris definitely adds a very certain energy to this book that I think elevates it. It's not the only comic we're going to talk about about tonight that has that same thing going on. But
and I think Tony Cordos, his inks, what he's doing to Paul's pencils, he's really trying to emulate a Mooneyham. It's not Mooneyham's art, but he's trying to emulate it with the inks.
Yeah, because Mooneyham, I don't know if he does his own inks or if someone inks him, but he tends
I
to
think he does his own stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say he tends to have heavier inks with his art in general. I will never forget. I first saw Chris Mooneyham on Nightwing, and I did not like it. But for me, it was like it just wasn't the right fit for Nightwing because I feel like Nightwing should be a sleeker book. But the moment I saw him on GI Joe, I was like, "Oh no, this is good." So, one final book before we go to the chat real quick, and that is going to be actually we'll go to the chat real quick. We did 3 books. Let's see what the chat's saying, and then we'll check out 2 more. pull this back up. Let's see where we are. We got Lyrics Lee in the chat going, Dolan,
Hey,
drink water. Josh was
I am.
drinking, you should too.
I am.
Yeah. I will say I'm not
He's
drinking
got a
water
drinky
though.
drink. He's got a drinky drink.
I've got a drinky drink, so I'm only gonna dehydrate myself even more.
He's enjoying his apple coolie.
Oh my gosh, I needed it today. Drew, you said something at some point, and Salty said bingo, Drew, but I think it's when you were talking about Transformers. So.
Yes, I think it was what I was talking about Dan Moore's art.
Yeah. Oh, okay, for sure. We also have Zax in the house. What's up, sir? How are you, shoulders? And he goes, hey, Joshy. Hey, Zax. Zax, I fell asleep listening to your stream last night. So if you're wondering why I was fully in the chat and then just gone, I woke up like 40 minutes later and I was like, oh, well, I always get paranoid that when that happens, I'm going to end up like having my hand rest on like L or something. It's just going to be like 30 L's and then I'm going to move and it's going to send. And people are like, is he drunk? What's going on?
No, drunk. You're drunk.
Yeah, I'm not drunk. You're drunk. But Zax did say he likes the concept of Redcoat. And I honestly, I know this is like sacrilege to say with comics and stuff. If they wanted to, Redcoat is made for TV and it's made for premium TV. Like you get those quick, like 7-8 episode seasons. Here you are. And then we'll come back for another 8 episodes. They could easily do that show that way. And if they do it well with a good creative team, good film team, good actors, I would be on board with it. We do have Grateful Dog in the house coming in with evening, everyone. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero was fantastic this week. Hell yeah.
Joe.
He also put, hopefully everyone grabs the DC Finest War collection this week.
I did see that came out. Yeah, it's got a lot of the Joe Kubert stuff. Got a beautiful Joe Kubert cover. Yeah.
Hold on. Did I miss this? I did miss this. What the heck? Okay, I need to go check this out. I have a tendency to like gossip with my comic shop owner while I'm looking through the comics, and then I'll leave and be like, oh, I meant to pick this up. What the hell? Salty said, I did not know Mora was only sticking around 6 issues for Transformers. Very interesting. Agreed.
Well, maybe it's just for that's this story arc. Maybe he's going to be doing this one specific story arc he wanted to do. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, look, it brought people's eyes to the book. When the book was already
I'd say brought more eyes to the book.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like it was already a hot book. It already had attention and it brought more eyes to it. So, I think even if that was the intention,
for an IP comic to be staying this hot after 24 plus issues, that takes a lot of fucking work. That tells you the level of quality they got here.
Yeah. Zax put, Joshy, we debated who was more gay, Greeks or Romans.
I think it's Romans.
Probably, but I would say I like Romans more, so that makes the Greeks more gay. I don't know. Greeks, man, Greeks can be lazy. Romans. Yeah, they both have really interesting histories. The Romans in particular, with the way they treated their like servant boys that they reared to battle in their image, among other things. So, Salty put Redcoat is totally a streaming show script. But yeah, like good streaming show, like HBO streaming show.
What's like I've talked about the comic before. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep this quick because we got a lot of comics to talk about. Yeah. But it's how it delves into American history, American folklore history, specifically Paul Bunyan, Calamity Jane, I think was her name, Annie Oakley, Johnny Appleseed, getting into those elements. That's what's great about something like Redcoat.
I would even add too, what makes it interesting is how versatile it is even within that. Because I feel like if you said immortal in kind of American folklore, I think you'd naturally think this is the kind of scope that you have. But man, it's just telling you all the possibilities it has, and kind of winking like, yeah, we'll get there eventually. So good stuff. But lots of ring sizing. I don't know what that means, but okay. Let's go ahead and jump back into the books. I do want to touch on Conan the Barbarian, which was fine.
Yes, it was perfectly fine. The art, once again, the best part. It's narrative heavy in this, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I look. Here's the thing: we're saying it's fine. It's a good issue. It's fine in context of Conan and how good Conan has been.
Correct.
I think that's probably the fair way of putting it. It is the start of a new issue or a new arc, so we're kind of embarking on this new path here. And I'm kind of glad that it didn't bother with getting too burdened down with the serpent, whatever. What's the serpent?
No, and that's what's always made Conan stories great. As far back as Robert E. Howard, where it's just plug and play. It's every story is at a random point in Conan's life.
Yep.
And he'll either be a pirate, he'll be a thief, he'll be a king, whatever.
Agreed. But Jim's up, continue to kill it. Fernando Dagnino, really good art. I personally love this cover. I love the mood of this. Yeah. The tone, like just the darker tones.
It's got a Frazetta look to it, and I love that.
It does, but just the painted look, the color palette, the shadows. I love so much of that cover. So, Conan. It's another one of those books that's consistently great, good to great every single month that it comes out. And I know Jim Zub said he's got like at least 5 years worth of stories that he wants to tell. So, keep bringing it like that. Yep. We're just past the 2-year mark, 3 more years. And I know that he said he wants to just continue to expand this universe and world. So, let's do it. I feel like they pumped the brakes a little bit with this stuff just because Titan had all its issues.
Yes, Titan had issues, but I think also given time for his artists to catch up and do stuff.
Oh, yeah. I meant as far as releasing whatever else that they're planning to release and have for like their side stories and stuff. Just because Titan was still exclusive with Diamond, and then
Yep. That unpleasantness.
Yeah. Drew, I do want to turn to a book that you read. I didn't read this, but you had read the first issue and they were like, I don't know. And then some people were like, no, it gets better. And then you was like, all right, you're like, okay, I'll pick it up and see what's going on. But that is Event Horizon Dark Descent. So did this actually get better, or are people just full of shit?
Oh no, it got better. So it goes to batshit crazy town, and they're in the void. They're in this, pretty much this, the hell, for lack of a better term. Yeah. And the devil is more or less there on the ship, and characters are getting laid out left and right in this book. And
that's so creepy.
This is what I wanted from Jump Street in issue 1, and issue 1 was just so fucking boring. But so I had so much fun with this. I reread issues 2 and 3, issue 2, then read issue 3 again. I'm like, this is what the hell this is what I came to party with right here. This is Hellraiser in space. This is Event Horizon. This is what I want. And it is creepy as shit.
That is wild. Okay.
Yeah, so that's more or less the devil, and he's released like a little demon out into the ship, and it just steadily grows, taking in anything and everyone. And the visuals in this, I fucking love them. It is true horror, and I could not be happier.
And this is meant to be like a prequel to the film, correct?
Correct. So we are seeing what happened to that crew that was on the Event Horizon.
Wild. Oh, this is terrifying.
That is what that's what I'm here for. That's what I came to Event Horizon for. So you can see why I'd be disappointed with the first issue. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Well, I remember because there was a lot of people standing around. I mean, you had some things going on. They were definitely building the story, but it was a lot of just standing and talking, standing and
Yeah.
talking, sitting and talking. Um, so yeah, how many issues is this supposed to be? Do you know?
Probably 5 or 6. I'm assuming, not many.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Probably be 5.
I was checking to see if it said like number 3 of, but yeah, I might actually have to go back and pick this up and run through it. Because I remember when you talked about the first issue, you weren't crazy about it. So I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But no, this actually looks really creepy. Like creepy. This right here for me, just I don't know. That does
Yeah,
it for me.
the issue only gets creepier.
Wild.
You just touched upon the creepiness. No, I flipping love it.
Heck yeah. I gotta go catch up. We're gonna move into a few DC books real quick. So we got about 3 DC books, and then we'll hop to the chat. Actually, we got about 4 DC books, but some of these will go quick because some of these we didn't fully read for very specific reasons. But one, I do want to start with Aquaman. It's a DC KO tie-in. There's not much for me to scroll here because for whatever reason they only have 1 page of this book. I'm gonna be honest. I think this was probably my least favorite issue of Aquaman.
That's fair. I mean, but here's the thing: in the grand scheme of things, it's still good. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's still good. I think what stinks about it is that it's more or less a tie-in into what's going on into the what's I don't have confidence in it being good. The DCKO event.
Yeah.
But even so, I still had fun reading this.
Agreed. Yeah.
There was really not much of substance, in the main story, but it's still fine.
And I think that's probably where I fell with it. That I was like, I don't know.
Oh, Josh,
but
wait for a second. I'll let you continue talking. I'll be back.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, for me, there was something about this that didn't connect. I also, if we're gonna do things like DCKO Night Fight, maybe if you want to do some tie-in with Aquaman, do it as a tie-in. Let Jeremy keep doing his thing with Aquaman. And I get that the whole line's gonna kind of converge into this story, but maybe wait until the KO story's done and then go into it. I don't know. I will just say what I said at the beginning. It was my least favorite issue of Aquaman. Womp womp. While Drewski is gone, we're going to talk about a little book called Superman: The Kryptonite Spectrum, because someone on this panel is an idiot. Hi, I'm the idiot. And someone on this panel was like, yeah, look, I get it. This first issue was but I think they're going to move to some really heavy stuff. Like if you look at Ice Cream Man, they do some really poignant, heavy stuff. Yeah, I don't think we're getting that. And then the moment I realized we're getting Mr. Mixie-Pitalik here, I was like, oh, fuck my life. So yeah, Rainbow Spectrum, you got Superman dealing with a bunch of different new kryptonites. In this, look, I'm just gonna be honest. I started cussing when I saw this page. Just being honest. But Superman is caught up in the 5th dimension with Mixie-Pitalik. And if you are familiar with Mixie-Pitalik in any degree, you know that most people that are writing him in comics can't help themselves, and they decide to you've got a fucking talking walrus. Like, just I can't. Also, that's all I can say. But they usually can't help themselves, and they bring in Batmite. And I was like, God, I hope they don't bring in Batmite. Guess what? They eventually bring in Batmite. I did get a little excited when I saw Dr. Fate, but then it didn't really do much for me.
Well, so which Dr. Fate is that? Is that I guess the Muslim?
No. Okay. It's
Kit Nelson.
I think so. But yeah, so you've got all this stuff going on with the 5th dimension. Dr. Fate's kind of explaining where he is, why it's like this, all this jazz. And then you do get Mixie-Pitalik eventually like fully coming into the story. and you just get some crazy ass shenanigans. But there's one page in particular that I was dropping F-bombs and GD and everything else. By the way, here you've got Lex Luthor that's making Kryptonite Man. I swear to God, it's a version of him that's all Kryptonite. As you can see here. Yep. Yeah. Anyways, get Mixie Pitalik up to his usual fifth dimension shenanigans, but then we start doing this crazy shit. Which, okay, fine. It's Mixie Pitalik. This is what we get. But there's a point where Superman's like, "But how do we prepare?" And he's Mixie Pitalik's like, "Oh, good thing you asked." And you've got these very useful instructions for surviving the fifth dimension. 1, don't be spaghetti. 2, read all instructions. 3, do not look at this piece of purple kryptonite. Okay, I'm reading these for a reason, because when we get to number 7, you're all going to start cussing. Number, oh wait, it goes out of order. But 3, yep, I thought so. 5, every hero needs a 5D family. 6, Mixie is not your imp. Are y'all ready for 7? 7, take a COVID test. And I was like, God
motherfucker,
damn it.
motherfucker.
I was like,
oh, gee, I didn't realize it was 2021 still. How about that?
Yeah.
2022.
So this made me so mad at this point that I was like, I'm so fucking over this book. I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. I was trying to hold out hope, and I'm the idiot. I am the raging idiot for doing that. But yeah, as you move on, that is when you do get Batmite into the picture. Yeah. I don't know. And then you get Cal Elf. Like, it's just getting worse and worse. This whole thing is getting worse and worse. So I'm done. I'm not reading any more of these issues. F it. I don't care. This book is garbage. Oh, there's only one more issue left, actually. So, but
oh
I'm not
no.
reading. But they're like, oh, everything comes together. I was like, I don't fucking care. I don't want it to come together. Go away. So yeah. Trash. Moving on to another book that we both started reading and we're like, yeah, no, I'm good. But that was Green Lantern Corps. So I will start this off by saying Jeremy has now officially stepped off this book, and it's just crap, what's their name? Marcus Michael Hampton? Marcus, who is it that's writing this? I can't remember.
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah. His name is my name too. Yeah, I will just say Jeremy's presence or lack of presence is definitely felt. Morgan Hampton, there we go. I look, I don't think Morgan's cut out for prime time.
No, and I got right after this page, I tapped out. I was done. It's
yeah. Go ahead.
It's
that's what I was gonna say. It's generic and obnoxious, and it doesn't feel true to the characters. And this feels like the type of stuff that we've been moving away from. So the fact that we went right back into it, yeah, it was disappointing. But I got to about this point as well, and I was just like, yep, nope. This is a shame, but nope. So I noped out as well. Final thing, then we'll run to the chat real quick, but was Batman Static Beyond. Look, I read this. It's fine. It's definitely an Elseworld story. Terry's still in high school here. You've got an older Static in this. If there's anything that I didn't care for, it's honestly the art. It just feels, I don't even know how to. It feels.
It looks just straight up digital. It looks nothing by, yeah. It just, there's nothing original about it. It just looks straight up, yeah.
So the art really bothered me. But you got this, I think this new group, I think they're called the Collective or something, and they're having their presence known. Superman doesn't trust them. For me, I wanted more of just, for the first issue, I really wanted just more of Batman and Static, and we get a whole lot of other stuff. And I get they're setting up what the story is, and we'll probably get more of our main two characters down the line.
I would hope so, because they're the main two characters in the title.
Agreed. Excuse me. But yeah, look, it's fine. It wasn't awful. Okay. And part of me thought this was going to be awful. So I will give it that credit. I wish we had a different artist. Like the static, the electric powers look kind of cool, but everything else just looks, it looks
No,
like you took a sticker of something and stuck it on there.
no, it's this is the generic Marvel art right now
Yeah.
too. A lot of
Mhm.
it, and I distinctly recall looking at the current Marvel quote unquote young guns, wherever they got, and most of them had this same exact computerized style where
Yeah.
there's nothing bold about it. There's nothing with style, nothing with flash. There's nothing unique. It just looks like a cut and paste generic computer crap. That's
Well,
what
I
this
mean,
looks like.
look at Terry's jacket and pants here. They clearly have a textured, print that they just lay out onto the scope of his pants
Yeah, nothing
and
is
color it
drawn.
gray.
It's not
Yeah.
drawn. No.
And same with the jacket. The jacket's literally pretty much the same texture, just with a brown layout instead of a gray layout.
No, and yeah, this is just that this current day, phone it in computer hack art, and
Yeah.
it has no style. And I don't respect artists. I will not work with artists who have this type of
No.
style because, one, I can't guarantee they actually did it. Two, it just looks bland, boring, generic, and safe.
Yeah. And here's the thing, and this is where DC just keeps screwing up. Batman Beyond has a large enough following that it can have an ongoing series. Static also has,
Josh, they did.
yeah,
They had a few ongoing series. I don't think they. Well, then again, you got to think about the creatives they had on board with that. They had Dumb and Dumber writing their series for I guess like
oh
25 some odd
yeah,
issues.
screw them. I'm going back to when Dan Jurgens was doing it with oh god, I can't remember who he had as his artist. Bernard Chang was there for a little bit, and then they had Dexter Soy for a little bit. That run, that was the last run of Batman Beyond that was excellent. They were doing some killer stories. And what's crazy is they were working on that during the New 52, doing really good stories. And then New 52 became DC Rebirth, and they had to completely cut off what they were doing and start over. And it was like, oh no, this isn't going to be good. And they came back and were doing even better. I was like, wow, okay. But Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond has enough of a fan following that you can do an ongoing series. Static definitely has enough of a following that you can do an ongoing series. The idea of them being together in the future, I'm down with. I see it. I could see those two working together. I get it. You should have brought in a really good artist, knock out a killer story, just do like a 6-issue story, make it killer. And if it's good, then be like, all right, we're going to keep doing some more issues. But this to me just shows that DC doesn't actually care. So, yeah, the script, the story itself is fine. Art is not fine. It's awful. Let's go to the chat real quick before we start moving into Marvel. Oh God, Marvel. Let's see. So this is going back to I think Conan, but he said the Bart Sears cover was killer. So hell yeah, agreed.
Bart's been doing a lot of work recently. Good for him.
Yeah. Kaiser put, I remember saying Redcoat was the better Ghost Machine book, but I don't remember who said I was wrong by a mile. It could have been Kyle or Josh. We're gonna say that's
Probably.
Kyle.
I'll say it was Kyle.
Yeah. I feel like I enjoyed Redcoat for like the first 3 or 4 issues. And then by the end of the 6th issue, I was really on board. And then the 7th issue for me, the 7th issue is what sealed the deal. That I was like, this book is fantastic. Why are we still looking at that god awful Batman Beyond art? Jesus Christ. I looked at the screen and I was like, what is that? Grateful Dog put, I always thought they would have made a show based on fables. I mean, yeah, that's another one.
They tried. They did. I talked to Bill briefly. I remember at C2E2 one year. He said they tried, but in a way, when you think about it, there were 2 iterations of that type of story that were on TV. Once Upon a Time and Grimm. Those were pretty much 2 different versions of what Bill was doing, and
Yeah.
I remember Bill told me, he's like, hey, they're not my characters. These are public domain characters, and I just did what I wanted with them, and it's just like, whatever.
Yeah, I never watched Grimm. I remember it, but I never watched it.
Yeah, I didn't watch either. I just know I think a lot of ladies loved Once Upon a Time.
So. Actor guy. Oh, Once Upon a Time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people watch that show, and I'm good. Didn't need to watch it. Grateful Dog said, anyone know why Conan is $1 more now?
Probably due to the Diamond issues, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably. They probably had a contract with Diamond that was cheaper for them, and then now are they with Penguin or Lunar?
I think they're with Lunar.
Lunar, yeah. So that's probably why, unfortunately. Bummer. Yeah, and then Salty said, pretty sure it's the distributing thing. Oh, they print in Canada. I didn't realize they printed in Canada.
Oof.
Yeah, that definitely is going to do it then, because everything coming from Canada right now is super expensive. All your like poly bags and stuff, they all pretty much come from Canada. And it's been a nightmare. I've heard my LCS owner friends talking about that. So, Kaiser asked, is Aquaman in the tournament?
The DCKO, I think he is.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure. I feel like we just keep teasing the tournament at this point. We haven't actually gotten to the tournament at this point.
Yeah, and not just that. It seems like all the time travel shenanigans, the evacuating of Earth, all that is at the forefront, and the tournament is actually, below the 50 feet of crap.
Yeah. Salty Put, I can't believe you said give this soy Superman series a chance, Shape. Okay, to be fair, if you go look at Ice Cream Man, he just hits every genre in the book, right? Like, you never know what you're getting. It's creepy, it's horror, it's heartfelt, it's wacky and silly and weird, it's gross, it's heartfelt again. So I thought that if we're dealing with a spectrum of kryptonites, we were gonna get that variety coming in, because it would make sense. And hell to the no, we get whatever this bullshit was. Yeah. And then he said, good Lord, I hope the Jeremy Adams one stays the hell away from DCKO. Yeah. I know, I'm always giving bad advice, guys. So apologies. Yeah, it's just Ice Cream Super Guy. Yeah, but he's not even delving into like the themes like he did with Ice Cream Man, or Swan Songs for that matter. So, I just bought the Ice Cream Man deck of cards. So I heard those are actually pretty clever. So, yeah. Grateful Dog put Ice Cream Man is overrated as hell. I just couldn't see how people thought it was deep. I feel like there are issues that are definitely deep.
Some issues are better than other ones.
Yeah, but there's definitely some good stuff. Now, if I were to say anything, W. Maxwell Prince has definitely been giving into his
TDS
political ideologies and TDS recently.
Oh yeah, that specifically that haunted house, Planned Parenthood, anti-gun issue that he did is just like, dude, cut the Prozac in half. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah. So Grateful Dog put surprising because Draper Ivy's art previously was really good. I'm assuming that's the artist that's on
Batman Static Beyond. Whatever.
Yeah. There's just so many. I don't know if he was rushed doing it, but the digital, it literally looks like copy and paste, and then insert generic background with glitter. It was not. Put Dan Jurgens on Batman Beyond again. I would be down. I just don't. DC doesn't seem keen to want to work with a lot of people right now. So, Grateful Dog asks, "Are we reading any older books or series currently?"
I'm dipping in and out of stuff. I'm always reading through like that Dr. Fate collection I picked up back in that trade paperback. I'm flipping back through that. I got a lot of old Judge Dredd I'm reading. I got reading Extreme Studio stuff from back in the 90s. And rereading Airboy by Chuck Dixon. So, and I'm still going through my omnibus of the X-Men Blue and Gold.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right there. Yeah, still going kind of through that. And when you go through this compared to the X-Men today, oh man, it is night and day.
Yeah. Grateful Dog for me. So I've got a book club that I do with my comic shop, and we kind of pick up some old books, but like it's a mixture of stuff. But we've done the first 3 volumes of Swamp Thing, Saga of the Swamp Thing by Alan Moore. We've done a couple of Bat books. We done Kingdom Come. We had Primordial. Gosh, what else have we done? All-Star Superman. So we've got a lot of stuff in that rotation there. It's a combination of older and newer. I recently picked up this bad boy, which I showed off last week, but I cannot wait to start diving into this. And then over on my nightstand, I've got about 15 to 20 trades that are a combination of new and old that I'm going to be going through to do for reviews for the actual site. So one of the shows that we're going to have more of going into 2026 is graphic content, and it's just a review of a trade, and then that'll post, and then kind of create some evergreen content that's not necessarily like, okay, it's relevant now. So jeez, fucking Christ, watch it was on a network channel. I'm always a little.
It was on NBC had that one.
Yeah. I look, the lead's a good looking guy. I'll check it out. Sure, why not? Okay, if I like Buffy, I like Grimm. Listen, I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, if you like Buffy, you'll like this." I always think clarify. I preferred Angel by far over Buffy.
But hey, you like Pee Wee Herman, you like Donald Sutherland, you like Christy Swanson. So hey,
I hate you
like
so
this
much.
then.
Oh, Drew. Yeah, well, we're gonna. Oh, it's just me now, folks. Sorry about that. Yeah, I will see. People liking Buffy now is just gonna. Yeah. Let's see. Same Drew. Oh, I'm currently on a Blue and Gold binge. I need to get that book. I missed it.
It is so damn good. You look at the Willis, what you're talking about, Willis Portasio art and the Jim Lee art in this. It is lights out. It's banger. I love it.
Yeah. Kaiser, I really like Primordial, but again, I'm a big animal person. And I do think it's one of those you need to sit down and take your time to read, because there's a lot of storytelling in the art. And they don't hand feed you. I do wish it had like an extra issue or 2, though. Just throwing that out there. And the stories, Josh, for fuck's sake. I know. Oh God, Kaiser came in with like, if you like Buffy, you like 2 Girls, 1 Cup. And we're done. We are done. We're gonna go back to talking about comics. We're gonna move into, speaking of 2 Girls, 1 Cup, we're gonna talk about a pile of shit, and that's Marvel. Actually, there was a decent, some decent Marvel stuff that came out. So, we will start off our Marvel kind of quick run through, rail and bail, whatever we want to call it. If I can get it to pull up, but Spider-Man and Wolverine #7.
I love this book. Loved it.
This was a fun book.
And it just shows you just how much energy this book has when Carrie Andrews is doing the art.
And that's what I was about to say. Okay, so let me start off with, this book is not earth-shattering. It's not the greatest book in the world. It's not going to change anyone's lives, but it is a hell of a lot of fun, especially when Carrie Andrews is on here. And I will be the first one to say, I know I'm the guy that's like, yeah, I'm not the biggest Carrie Andrews fan. Like, I'm not the one that's like, oh my God, I love his art. And I will still stick with that. But what I will say is, you notice when he's not on this book, and it's extremely noticeable. Like, I feel like the quality just nosedives when he's not here, because he brings so much energy to the story. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just, you're right, and his energy, his art does bring the energy. And the first word that comes to mind is member berries, when I see his art, I'm reminded of Todd a lot, and that is never a bad thing. And specifically when it comes to the word style in comic books, the one saying I've heard a lot with the word style is that style is everything that you're doing is wrong. And Carrie Andrews clearly has a very unique style, and I love the style. And people saying, well, it's not anatomically correct. It's like, I don't give a shit. His style is amazing. It's not boring and bland. All right. If I want a fucking photo, I'll go get a fucking photo. He's doing his own rendition, and it's amazing. I love his Spider-Man. He's emulating Todd so well with his Spider-Man. I love it. The panel layouts are dynamic. They're engaging. They're bold. Your eyes are never bored. They're not staying once. They're not, you're not falling asleep reading it. They're not static images. And I love it. And like you said, the story is not earth-shattering, but it's his art that elevates this, an average story. It makes it actually fun and exciting. And I love that read. It looks great. And speaking of which, Carrie Andrews, he just released a cover image coming up, I guess, for one of the upcoming issues. Carrie Andrews did his rendition of a 1990s Punisher, like the Jim Lee Punisher on the cover, like a big minigun on the cover. It looks fucking dope. And I had a blast reading this issue because Carrie, he brings that energy.
Yeah, it's fun. It is a little trippy, but I do love this villain that they're fighting right now, which is kind of a combination of Wolverine and Spider-Man.
Hey, cool. I'll take it. Yeah.
It's fun. It doesn't feel, I don't know. Sometimes when you try to do this, like, oh, we're going to create a version that's these two people mixed together, it feels stupid. This feels fine. Like I wasn't mad at it.
It's creepy at one point. It's like, oh, interesting.
There's a point where Wolverine slices him in half and he webs back together, and I was like, oh, that is unique, and I'm on board with this. So, a fun book.
Carrie does such a great job drawing the emotions in this, and I love how we're able to see how Spider-Man is feeling, in the images, and it's God, the member berries with him, how he's drawing just reminds me of Todd, and that is never a bad thing.
For sure. We're gonna move on to another book that features Wolverine real quick, and then we'll get to another book that features Spider-Man. But Ultimate Wolverine came out, and I still think this is the best of the Ultimate line, in my opinion. But
yeah, it is. I agree.
I will say it's interesting because my issue with most of the Ultimate books is, my God, they move at a snail's pace and like nothing happens. And I feel like we could have had like 60 issues with what we've done in 11 issues of Ultimate Wolverine. Like,
it's been kind of like Ultimate Wolverine's been like in his own little world. He hasn't really touched anything else. And,
not at all.
The one aspect I did love in this is that I guess we can spoil that Cerebro bomb or whatever it's created. Like, oh, interesting. This is pretty creepy. I love it.
Using Jean's brain. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was creepy.
It is super creepy. But look.
You see this? Okay, real quick. Sorry. This is the shit they should be doing in the X-Men event right now. This is what they should be doing. This level of creativity is what they could be doing. Are they? No.
Not at all. But yeah, this continues to be a solid book. I feel like it moves at breakneck speed, and I could stand for it to slow down because there are so many characters that we're dealing with here.
Don't forget, Josh, these books are coming to an end. So I'm wondering if they've had to like kind of ramp things up and process things a lot faster. And
for sure. I mean, we've talked about that for I think 4 or 5 issues now, that it feels like they had an original plan for a longer issue count, and then we're like, okay, no, we're gonna shorten this.
Yeah, because how this issue ends, it's like, oh shit.
That's what I was about to say. The ending is a banger ending. Like, it's just, they don't hold back. So I was reading through parts of this being like, yeah, okay, this is fine. Got to the end, and the end is really what turned it around for me. So, if you're going to read anything X-Men, this is probably something worth picking up.
That's one. Or anything. One of the two X books I recommend this week.
Yeah, or anything. What universe? Ultimate Universe. I almost said Absolute. Let's move on to the Spidey book. Now, I have not had a chance to read this yet, but Spider-Man Noir issue number 2 came out. I loved the first issue. I thought it was a lot of fun. Does it keep the same consistency, Drew?
Yeah, more or less.
These
It
covers
does.
are
It
great.
is a great opening fight sequence in this. I love the fight sequence. It is terrific. It's well illustrated. Um, my only, the only moment I just kind of was just scratching my head, but I I understand because we know Eric Larson. We know where he stands politically. We know where he
Yeah.
lives. There's a moment in this issue where he's at a Nazi. We see Peter at a Nazi rally.
Mm.
And hey, it's 1939. World War II is going on. America is not involved. America is still an isolationist nation. They don't want to get involved.
Yep.
And Nazism is spreading across the globe. But at the same time, like I said, it's 1939, and we see Peter. He's outside the Nazi rally, and there's like this big, massive crowd, like a protesting against the Nazi rally, and I'm just like, huh? Were the protests against the Nazi rallies really that big in 1939? I mean, I don't. That's where I'm just like, I almost want to raise my bullshit flag on that
Yeah.
because that doesn't feel legit.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm the expert on this, but I feel
Yeah.
like the general consensus was no, we should not get involved, even from
Yeah,
citizens.
no, we weren't. Yeah, we weren't involved in 19.
Yeah,
We didn't.
yeah. But I feel like the general consensus was we shouldn't get involved. And I
Mhm.
think that our leadership wanted to get involved, but knew that the people were against it. The majority of the people were against it. And then at least there's the rumors that that's why they let Pearl Harbor happen, even though they had
Which
information stating.
we will never know. Yeah.
We will never know. But, conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it. But we
Yep.
do know that there was, communication that was sent that said,
Yes.
planes were
Leadership
inbound.
was aware of it. Yeah. They
Yeah.
were. Yeah.
So, I will say this book in general with the first issue was a surprise for me. And even if it's okay to good, I'm fine with that. Like I said last time, I thought the first issue was the best that we've gotten of Peter Parker in multiple Spider-Man books. So I kind of hope that sticks around here because it's nice to see a Peter Parker that feels like Peter Parker. And look, it's a Mary Jane that's sexy. Wow.
Yeah, she's a bombshell.
Bombshell. Yeah. It's like she's supposed to be a model or something. Who knew? So would you recommend this, or is it like a light recommend, or if you've got
It's a light recommend. I'll say that. Yeah. Not as strong as the first issue, but it's still it's a weaker recommend.
Okay. One more book real quick before we go into the drama. That is the X-Men Age of Revelation. So apparently someone at Marvel saw that Ghost Machine was doing Redcoat and thought, you know what, we should do the same thing. And that led to a Straczynski miniseries called 1776. And oh my god, I think I got 5 or 6 pages into this because it's just
Yeah, I started to read this. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Right off the bat, the art for me was just not
So
good.
these opening pages here, the art is okay. It's good.
Yep.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yep.
Art is fine.
Sure.
Specifically coming up right here, this page with Benjamin Franklin and Cagliostro.
Yeah.
It's really good. I love that panel right there with Cagliostro. It looks really
Yep.
good. But it's like
The other
right?
shoe, the other shoe drops.
Yes, it is a fucking heavy. It is a it's a plunge into the Arctic waters.
Yeah.
Difference.
Oh,
Look at that. Look at that change. Oh my god.
I don't know if that's Benjamin Franklin or a really fat toad.
Or Hank McCoy.
Or Hank McCoy before his mutation. Oh man. It
Look, all due respect, and I do mean all due respect. Ron Lim, he does not have it anymore. I respect his legacy. I respect what he's done in the past. The
Yep.
Silver Surfer run, that's fantastic. But here, oh God, this is rough.
I do love that right here with Steve sitting here reading his book. They're like, wait, but how are people going to know that's Steve Rogers? And he's like, oh, we'll just throw his costume on the table. This legitimately feels like people at Marvel were reading Red Code and loved how good it was. And we're like, we should do our own thing, but with Marvel characters. And they fail so miserably in their attempt at doing this. But yeah, is it Morgan Le Fay here, right? Yeah, Morgan Le Fay. Cool, great, sure, but I don't know. I think when I saw the cover, I was like, "Oh, this could be fun," because I was thinking of Redcoat, and then I started reading it, and I was like, "Nope, this is not fun. This is not.
No,
good.
it's not. No,
It's
it
not.
is not a fun comic. This felt like work, and
Yeah,
that is not fun.
nope." So into the garbage you go.
Mhm.
I know we've got 15 minutes left. I'm going to quickly just look at the chat, see if anything pertinent came through, and then we'll quickly go through these X books because we never spend much time on them anyways.
I don't know.
Yeah. Grateful Dog said Primordial was so confusing and felt rushed. I feel like it's not that confusing if you take your time with it. If you read it quickly, definitely. But yes, it did feel rushed. Nice segue into Marvel shit. You're welcome. And thank you. And read Primordial on shrooms. Kari's art is amazing.
Yep.
Salty said nope, they weren't. I don't know what we're noping or weren'ting. And Ford Lindbergh, many politicians and industry leaders all back. Okay, so a lot of people backed going into the war.
Or they backed I think the Nazi Party.
Oh,
maybe.
Interesting.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to do more. Like that's one of those things that like I haven't done extensive research. Like, look, we always have, I would call it the propaganda of what the movies tell us, what our school books tell us. I've never really taken the time to delve into that time period in history to get all the other information that we never talk about, which is typically the real history. But and Salty put my Marvel boycott decision once again has proven absolutely freaking valid. Bro, we haven't even gotten to the X-Men books yet. Calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get there because buddy boy. So we're gonna start off with
I want to say the one book we do. I want to start off with. I want to do a compare and contrast. The X.
Okay.
I want you to pull up the $10 X-Men book first.
All right, give me a second. Yeah. That was the Tales from Age of Apocalypse.
Correct.
Cool. Let me get my screen share. And okay, pulling it up. Go ahead.
So, this issue, this one comic is the Tales from the Age of Apocalypse. This has 4 of the number ones that came out back in the 90s. Now, I want you to look at the teams involved with those books. The credits.
The credits. My bad. So you got Astonishing X-Men number 1, Ryder Scott Liddell, Joe Bandura. Yep. Weapon X, you've got Larry Hama and Adam Kubert. Factor X, Factor X. You got John Francis Moore and Steve Epting. And the Amazing X-Men, you have Fabian Asinza, whatever, however you say his name.
Yeah.
That guy. And Andy Kubert. So you got 2 of the Kuberts.
Not just that, you have early Joe Mad, and you get so this is I mean, look, all intents and purposes, comparing that creative lineup to what we have now on these X books. This is the 1927 New York Yankees compared to what we got with the X books now. And look at this art. Look at how dynamic and cool this art is. And not just that. All the characters look unique and different and special in their own way. And they're characters that we know. They're not new bullshit characters. Right. Except for Plank and Morph. but Morph was already in the X-Men animated series, and he came into this. But Blink was the one new character. People were like, "Oh, she looks hot. She's cool." Nightcrawler's daughter, awesome. And new iterations on the prior characters. It looks so cool, and everything is pretty clear. Apocalypse has taken over the world. It's a shit show.
Yeah,
and he's got his forces. That page is awesome. Look at that.
Yep.
Would you just look at it? Apocalypse has his forces. Things have changed when because Xavier died in the past, so Cyclops and Xavier work for Mr. Sinister, who thus works for Apocalypse. And you got the X-Men who are nomads on the run trying to survive. And on top of that, you have Bishop, who his mind from the past has come to the future, and he realizes, wait a minute, something's not right here. So it's him trying to fix this timeline. It's like, okay, perfect. We understand what the hell's going on. We know what we got to do.
It sounds like they had a plan.
Right?
Crazy. Who would have thunk it?
This thing is $10. I am suggesting everyone pick this up. If you can't afford the omnibus, if you can't afford the trades, check this out just for the art itself. You have, like I said, a murderer's row of creatives working on these #1 issues. And I would give my left nut to have these teams back, working on an Age of Apocalypse follow-up. It's just like, let's do it. Come on. Bring back Joe Mad. Yeah, let's do this.
Well, and it's crazy that with 4 #1 issues, you feel like you've got a larger scale story with more weight than we're getting out of like the mainline story, and then we're getting like 3 to 4 tie-ins every month,
generally connected
every
to
week. Yeah, like I don't know.
It's clear and concise. We know the good guys, we know the bad guys, and we know it's laid out. It's clear, and I love the drama bit here. It's like because things have changed in the past now. Because Rogue is in a relationship with Magneto. I think they have a kid in this future. Gambit and her had a thing in the past, and I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
There's no bullshit Rogue Red, Rogue Blue. What the hell?
Oh God.
And just these page layouts, these panels, they're so damn good.
Yeah.
God, Joe Mad was such a great storyteller.
Yep. I was gonna say great scripting, great story, and really, really good art. And it's all the things that we're not getting with the main X-Men line. So you mentioned Rogue.
This is the first issue right here. This is that we're still on that #1 issue. We haven't got to the other 3.
Oh yeah, no. Like I can. Yeah. So here we go into the next one. Like you can just see, just vastly different. God, that Wolverine is so intense.
Yeah.
But yeah, just such a fun premise, and yeah, I don't know. Just this is where planning and execution really come into play, as opposed to we need to comp an event that we had a year ago. So I guess we'll do this. Why don't you write this thing? What do I need to do? Oh, I don't know. Just come up with something. There's such a lack of care of what we're seeing today. You mentioned Rogue, so I'm going to pull that up real quick.
Yeah. Okay. So we finished this. Let's go to the now. So compare and contrast. This is what we got from the past. This is what we got now.
Yeah. So we've got this Rogue Storm story coming on. So we've got Rogue that's split into 2 beings. There's Rogue Red and Rogue Green.
Now, bear in mind, this is 5 years into before the Age of X or whatever. So we have this whole books that aren't in the same. All the books aren't in the same timeline. This is now 5 years, I guess, before.
Yeah.
And
some weird shenanigans. So much of this is just weird. You got some weird shit going on with Storm. I've seen a lot of people that this is the person writing this book is the same writer that's writing the Storm book.
Is an idiot. Gambit is driving a motorcycle who's fucking blind. He's fucking blind.
Hey, Daredevil's blind and he swings from building to building. Yeah, I don't know. And what's crazy is this is probably maybe the better looking book out of some of these newer ones. I don't know.
But it almost has nothing to do at all with what's going on in the story. Nothing.
Yeah, for the most part, no, at all. And you can kind of give it the benefit of the doubt or past because it's 5 years before. But it just it's so whatever. I mean, there aren't any connections there. Maybe there will be a connection by the time you get to the end of the book, but it's such a pile of who the fuck cares.
Yeah, you got this team going to Storm's Fortress of Solitude in the Sahara
Right.
Desert, and
Yeah.
oh my
God, that
gosh,
looks
shenanigans
awful.
ensue. And I guess, and bear in
Yeah.
mind, these are only 3-issue arcs. So now they suddenly decide, we're gonna start laying people out in this issue. It's like, oh, okay, now, all right, we couldn't do that in the first issue. Okay.
And you're seeing less stellar art here. Some of these faces are god awful.
Yes, these are like I said. Look at the art, the panel layouts from this compared to the Age of Apocalypse. It is complete night and day. These panels suck ass, and this quality, this detail.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I am with you.
How flat it's all flat.
Yeah,
it's flat. It's flat, dull, and boring.
It is. Yeah. So again, as we're seeing with most of these tie-ins, not connected, really weird, freaking strange stories. And then we're just gonna we've got 3 issues to tell the story. We wasted 1 issue, wasted half another. So oh god, we gotta hit the gas and start doing a bunch of crazy shit to make it feel like it's worthwhile. So do we recommend? Absolutely not. Stay away.
Not.
And again, this was the better issue in my opinion out of the other 2 for this week.
You said, which is not saying a lot
at all. No, it's all shit. That was a more firm shit and wasn't projectile diarrhea. Although the art looked like projectile diarrhea. Sinister 6. Oh, okay. So here's what I will say. If any, and you're about to see how loose this connection is. If any of these tie-ins feel like they have any semblance to what's going on in the mainline story, it's this one. And you know what that connection is? That they're trying to create a cure for the virus.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's
Literally,
it.
That's it. Like, that's the only thing I felt like was the connection there.
Yeah.
So, and again, I thought this could have been a fun book because of the team. I said this with the first issue, but my God, is it boring and just stiff. So you got
all the art is stiff. It is just it. But like you said, it's slightly better drawn, but it's still stiff.
Yeah, but even the story itself, the narrative, the writing feels stiff.
Oh yeah, and absolutely.
Look, you've got look at the characters you've got here. You've got freaking Omega Red. You've got Sinister. You've got this weird version of Black Cat.
The faces look almost non-emotional. There's no shadow. There's no depth. There's nothing showing like what they're really feeling. It's just like they just look like robots.
Yeah. I would say that because they're trying to create this cure for this X virus, if any of these tie-ins actually end up playing a part in the story by the time it's done, it's maybe going to be this one. But that's not a recommend to read it. It's just saying, hey, be aware that this is where the story came from, and you're not missing much. So that's a cool panel, but still not the best art. This one I will say actually saddens me because it disappointed me because I thought I was gonna have fun with this title when I first saw it. And I'm not. Look, most of the times when you have tie-ins like this, like 90% are shit, and you'll get 2 or 3 titles that are actually fun or good. And then we're not getting any that are fun or good. And then to make to be the poop cherry on top, Iron and Frost.
Oh.
So, hey, Iron Man, since he's human and he came in contact with this X virus, he's going to be a mutant now. And to make sure we stick with this Iron theme, he's going to be an Iron Man, literally. Like he turns into Iron.
A robot. Oh my God, he's a robot.
Look, it looks so stupid. No, and they're calling him the Iron King.
He's a robot. He's a robot. There we go.
Robot. I hate this. First off, I hate Tony and Emma together. I think it's one of the worst and stupidest things. Why does Tony keep getting like shacked up with these awful relationships?
It's just it really feel. I mean, it really is the authors trying to put Tony in his place.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
he's
you
not.
had him and Hellcat, and now him and look, I love Emma Frost. I think she's a great character. I love Tony Stark. I think he's a great character. In no way would you make me believe that they belong together.
No, never.
Yeah, this story again, it doesn't even feel like it's in the same universe. Like it feels like a completely different world that we're in here.
No,
Yes,
I'm confused reading this. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on in this world?
like I understand the element that okay, the X virus turned him into this, but the story itself, the way it's presented, the way it's illustrated, it feels like it's a completely different Elseworld story that they're like, oh, we could just write this line in and move it over here.
I felt
That's
like they put too many ideas into this miniseries, and this X virus is a great idea in concept, but how it's executed and what it does, wrong ideas, completely wrong.
yeah. You know what? At least two of these tie-ins should have been. We got that reveal that the whole thing going on with Scott and Beast, and how they are where they are, and we were talking about it last time how there's a whole aspect of the story that we're not getting in the
Yeah, which
mainline
is Scott
story.
trying to fix the fucking problem, and
Yeah,
Scott is the bishop, whereas Bishop is
yeah.
an Age of Apocalypse. Scott is Ness, and he's not doing anything. He's not doing shit.
Two of the tie-ins should have been a Scott book and a Beast book. Like,
Yeah,
it just the fact that they're too stupid to realize how to tell a story. I'd say it blows my mind, but it doesn't. Like this is just where we are right now with comics, especially with I'll just say especially with Marvel.
yeah, we're
So
gonna focus on these new, stunning, and brave, diverse new characters that people are going to want to read. It's like, no, you couldn't be more generic and bland. I don't give a shit who she is.
yeah,
There's
Anthony.
nothing. There's nothing. You like I said, compare what Joe Mad did in his creations to the Age of Apocalypse characters to what these numbnuts have done with some of these characters. It complete night and day. There is
Yeah.
no imagination in these, and the imagination that they do have is fucking lame.
You know what? I'm gonna take back my comment. This book might actually be terrific, but you have to go through and read it. Reading Tony Stark as Stephen Hawking, and then maybe it might be a great comedy at that point. I don't know. I ain't bothered. Yeah, no, all the X-Men books, throw it. Well, all the Age of Revelation X-Men books, just throw them in the trash. Um, I'm hearing from comic shop owners that nobody is buying this crap.
Good.
So, yeah.
Good.
Well, I mean, but it sucks for comic shops, but because it's one of those things like you always have an idea of what is or isn't going to sell well, and then you're just never completely sure because you'll always have those random things that like, oh, this isn't going to sell well, but then something happens, so then there's
And I find it even more fascinating right now that when we're in the middle of this big X event, Marvel decides to put out that $10 book for the Age of Apocalypse the same week. A lot of these tie-ins come out.
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
I have to feel that is pure desperation to try to get some sales and hope that those people are then going to go look for those Age of Apocalypse books because this is bombing so bad.
Yeah, 100%. You would not do that if these books were selling well.
Yeah, it's wild. Real quick, looking at the chats before we wrap up because we are a little past 9:00. This is going back to history, but Salty put they used to teach this in high school in the 1980s. I weep for the loss of knowledge. It's bad, man. Like the videos that are out there of kids on the street getting asked very simple questions, like how many states are in the United States, and they can't answer it. And then some people are like, how many countries are in the United States? And kids are like, goddamn, fuck, I don't know, like 32.
Yeah, it's like the Jay Leno jaywalk sessions he used to do with people.
Oh God,
it really made you shake your head.
It's bad. I blame Democrats. Speaking of nonsensical Gambit, why is he on the cover of the upcoming Sorcerer's Supreme? Oh, is he on the cover? I haven't even paid attention.
Who cares? Nothing matters.
Yeah, Salty did add in at my LCS. No one is buying the Age of Revelation books. GI Joe, Transformers, Rook, TMNT, and some DC. Only a couple dudes pulling anything X-Men. Yeah, no. We're seeing that as well. My LCS owner has pretty much said that he's essentially pulled back so heavily on Marvel that I think half the books he's only getting if they're on savers, and the others he's maybe getting 1 or 2 copies of, aside from some key books. But even then, I think he said like, "Oh, Amazing Spider-Man, I'm only ordering like 5 or 6 copies." Amazing Spider-Man, like that is wild.
It's a pedigree book, gold
Yeah.
standard.
So it's just it's a weird time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they care either. So let's see anything else. Iron, you shut your mouth, Enzo. How dare they order 1 copy? That's why they sell out. Some
Bullseye,
Yahoo buys
1
it.
copy.
Some blue-haired nose ring lady man person. Oh yeah, Kaiser said I would buy every Tales of Apocalypse if they were. Oh, I wonder if they're gonna do that.
Oh, that is gold. That is printing gold right there. If they do that,
honestly, re-release the issues. Do it in that collection for $10 with all 4, and then go through the run. And then once you've done that, come back and then release the like a omnibus again. Yeah. Hey, you know what? That would make some money for them. So kudos. All right, folks, we have gone through a shit ton of comics tonight, so we're gonna start wrapping things up because you boys need to get some beauty sleep in here. Drewski, anything you want to end off with?
No, I hope you guys go to your LCS, support your LCS, and buy some stuff.
Faux show. And if people want to find you, Drew, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Dolan Waddick. You can find me on Instagram, Dolan_Waddick. And you can find me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you can find me on West Thinking Critical channel on Saturdays discussing the best of the week.
Woo woo. So we are here every Tuesday and Thursday, give or take a few things. But yeah, typically Tuesdays and Thursdays we are here. Looking forward to kind of moving into the next year. Of course, things have gotten a little bit better because my puppy, who does not look like a puppy anymore, is he's becoming a good boy. He's out of his I'm not gonna say he's out of his Agent of Chaos stage, but he minds. But yeah, if you want to follow me, you can follow the channel at by Popped on X, and then I am at Joshua L. McDonald on X. And again, if you want to see pictures of my puppy, go on Instagram. It's JoshWorks903, and you'll see plenty of puppy pictures. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys in the chat, you make this a ton of fun. It feels like I'm just hanging out with a bunch of friends talking about comics, and I am always good for that. So until next week, have a good time. Don't do anything crazy. Don't get arrested. And we'll see you in the chat. Bye.